the field. This will be in the second reenactment later in the show. It's one of two operational we have. That's Billy.
We're just yelling Billy just because the tag may.
It's named the tag is Billy, and it's a showbiz.
And then remember the I forgot what it's called. Kathy called Bobby.
Billy.
Yeah.
I don't know, they changed it all.
Billy, Bobby, Billy.
Next vehicle heading down the back stretch. That's another Canadian military pattern vehicle, but that's actually a Ford built in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It's a light logistics truck for moving troops, food, ammunition, Missouri. Once again, a Canadian CMP.
I'm excited for this one
This one's the biggest show so far. Wait, look, it's Edward Stewart.
It's Stuart. Come on, my friend. Keep moving. Stuart named Leo. It's
Now our M3A1 Stewart light tank, something very rare, one of the oldest running vehicles in the collection, 1941. Leo, M3A1 light tank. Shows the 37mm main weapon. That's the same gun that you saw earlier on the stand count, but now on a light tank.
What the heck is happening? Where are they? Where did they go? It's just, oh, there he is. Leo. I thought some of them just disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know where they're going.
I know.
Remember that route where we took the last time?
Oh, yeah. No, it's also not Firefly. It's also Easy 8. This one is the camouflage one.
Now coming up past the stands, on the way to the rear area, is our first of our M4 Sherman that are both international famous. It's Bart. And you'll see during the battle reenactment that Bart has quite a bite. I must see this in action. Wait, they have a chieftain? Over there. Back there. Das Panzer. So das Panzer drin. Das Panzer drin. Come on, Panzer drin.
It's the Panzer.
It's das Panzer. Yes. That is the definitive. Oh, it's the half track.
It's an half track. The Nazi half track.
Should we just vote for the Nazis? I don't care. They have really cool vehicles. And yeah,
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Panzers some time because they're originals.
Got a little surprise here for you. We're going to leave the Battle Royale as our finale. Just because we're looking for one of the riders. But that's okay. Our Second World War segment is ready to go. This is going to be incredibly loud. If you're here for the Morning for Gulf War, there's going to be a significant amount of small arms fire, ground explosions, etc. I won't be able to warn you when they're going to fire because this is a simulation. This is a reenactment of a battle between Canadian forces and German forces during the Second World War. So, this Aquino Tank Weekend, we are commemorating the 80th anniversary of Operation Husky. And what is Operation Husky? In 1943, it was the Allied invasion of Fortress Europe. But not the one that most people know about on June 6, 1944, with the landings in Normandy. The first invasion was in Sicily, through the Mediterranean. It was what Churchill called the soft underbelly of Europe. American, British, and Canadian forces on the 10th of July, 1943, landed in Sicily. This was the largest seaborne invasion in history up to that time. So right now, we're going to take you back to July 1943 and the Second World War. It's the 15th of July, 1943. Allied forces landed on the 10th against limited resistance. The Italian forces that the Canadians, the Americans, and the British came up against either quickly surrendered, put up a short fight and retreated, or otherwise just disappeared into the hills of Sicily. The Allies became complacent, moving so quickly from town to town, deeper into Sicily. The invasion was going ahead of schedule. The Allies became complacent, sometimes being able to take an entire town with just 4 soldiers in a jeep. But what the Allies did not know is part of the Axis plans for the defense of Sicily were to pull all Axis troops, Italian and German, into the interior of the island, hold out for as long as possible for reinforcements while using their strong interior lines of communication. At the outskirts of a town called Grand Michel, on the 15th of July, 1943, instead of retreating, the Hermann Göring Panzer Division and other attached German units was actually moving forward and digging in. This was the stop line to push back the invasion of Sicily and Europe. German forces here taking positions that they relieved from the Italians outside the town. They don't expect the Allies to arrive today, but the Canadians, the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment and the Three Rivers Tank Regiment are moving very quickly towards the town of Grand Michel, and definitely don't expect to come up against hardened German forces. This is Axis occupied Europe in 1943.
So wollen wir uns da wiedersehen, bei der Laterne wollen wir stehen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili Marleen.
He just became a new one.
Unserer beider Schatten sah wie einer aus, dass wir so lieb uns hatten, das sah man gleich daraus. Alle Leute sollen es sehen, wenn wir bei der Laterne stehen, wie einst Lili Marleen, wie einst Lili.
You see that the Germans, they don't seem to expect any Allied attack anytime soon. They're sort of taking their time, digging their positions. Their Blitz truck pulled up, dropping off supplies. But they do have some armored support. There's the German half-track with a mounted MG-34 machine gun that brought the troops in, just in a hidden position. Also, their Kubelwagen just dropped off that pack, a light anti-tank weapon. You may have also noticed they put some teller mines on the incoming road into the town. So they're very much in a very decent position. Machine gun on the flank of the road. Now their anti-tank guns in position on the road, teller mines hidden in the road. But when will the Canadians come? And what do they see coming around the road? What's an Allied scout car? Recce elements of the Canadians are reaching the town of Grand Michel, but the Germans are ready. You see that a dingo, and there's a carrier. There's some members of the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment of Canada. They're well ahead of their main unit, moving slowly, looking for the enemy. They're gonna wait for a tank of the Three Rivers Regiment to give them some support before they decide to just roll into this town. And the Germans spring the trap. The scout car has been hit. A young major is seriously wounded in the scout car. The infantry of the Hasty P didn't crash even though their universal carrier was taken out. Dingo using it for cover. He continues to try to use his radio to call in support. A tank of the Three Rivers Regiment rushed here in the But now the armored elements of the Hermann Goering Division have arrived. There's a Panzer III crossed up in the overwatch position. Sees the Allied tank of the Three Rivers. You can see the gun of the Panzer, the Sherman with all the smoke. One hit. The Sherman crew has no idea where that hit came through. The Sherman is taken out. The Canadians are in a very difficult position. Few troops on the ground. The first Sherman is taken out, and that major frantically using his radio to reach nearby units asking for support. Pinned down behind his dingo by an MG-42. You can see infantry elements of the HCP regiment arriving on the field. The Germans still getting support at Panzer, but no armored support for the Canadians. The infantry are trying to move up, but absolutely pinned down by machine guns. There's that Canadian CMC truck moving up with more infantry. They call on the 300 Regiment to send up the rest of the troop to deal with the Panzer somewhere in this area. You can hear tracks. Have the Canadian tanks arrived? Well, the MP3.
How does it take you this long to park?
They soon duck charges into that Panzer, but through all the smoke, they can't get a clear shot. The chaos of the battle, the smoke of burning vehicles. The Germans lay still to cover their position as they fall back from the Stuart, but they hear the sound of more tracks. And here comes the rest of the Three River Regiment troop. Another M4 Sherman enters the field. Should we allow the Canadians some support to push the Germans back? You can see the Canadian troops trying to flank the position, using the smoke and the Sherman as cover. But still, somewhere out there's that Panzer. The Sherman is cautious, waiting for its infantry support. The ACPs taking the position, now they have the support. Germans have fallen back, but still in a very strong position, especially when they have that Panzer. The troop does not see the M4. The M4 sees the metal flashes. It takes sight through the smoke, trying to take out the to allow the Canadians to advance into the line. The Sherman took out the Panther. Now the Germans are without the Panzer's down, Hannemag's burning. Tanks covering the position so the Canadians can move forward. reinforcements onto the German targets. He's refused evacuation. The officer was actually able to reach a British unit operating M7s for artillery systems. The British unit quickly moved over the Canadian system. Some of the Germans are evacuating the fields, just hanging on, dug in. Some of them, in the chaos of the battle, didn't get the order and hear the whistle to retreat. But they're running low on ammunition, completely overpowered by this Allied firepower. The Canadians caught off guard in this ambush, quickly regaining the initiative.
Like
The German forces have almost completely retreated from the town.
No,
The Canadians are still looking around, trying to mop up any they're hiding. Treating their wounded, processing a few prisoners. If you look at the Canadian CMP, there's actually a young lady with a camera. She's actually a war correspondent for Maple Leaf Up, the Canadian Armed Forces publication during the Second World War. A great number of reporters were wounded and killed covering the Second World War and bringing the story of our soldiers home to Canada at that time. So that has been fairly deemed safe. You can see it's sort of like combat camera today, but over 80 years ago.
Where's the German reinforcement?
And we see a local Italian girl bringing the tankers a bottle of Italian wine. The town of Grand Michel, now in Allied hands. The Sicilians were never very interested in Mussolini's war, and I'm quite happy to see the Germans, who they liked even less than Mussolini, pushed out of their village. So the Canadians just mopping up here, the tankers enjoying their wine, and ladies and gentlemen, that's how the ambush at Grand Michel in July 15th, 1943 went down. And with two very famous Canadian regiments, the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment, the infantry, and the Slieve Rivers Regiment, Royal Canadian Armored Corps. Let's hear it for these reenactors, the vehicle crews. What an incredible demonstration.
He's alive again.